Hello everyone, I80386SX, and we are back on the horse of WDS. We're going to talk about one particular piece of WDS. As many of you IT experts already know, WDS has been around for a very long time and has done its job for a very long time. Back in I think it was an option in Server 2008, but possibly as an add-on. I know for sure Server 2012 WDS was built in, and the deployment workbench, you get all that fun download stuff. But with on the portable side especially, there's a problem that is becoming an increasingly bigger problem, and it has been for some time. But by default, WDS relies on a wired NIC. Less and less laptops are coming with a wired NIC. So, in a sense, depending on what you have, you may have the MacBook Air experience without the actual MacBook Air. For example, I think the Surface Pros haven't come with a USB or an Ethernet port for quite a while. I am staring at a truly piece of e-waste here on my desk, HP EliteBook Folio 1040 Gen 3, which you can absolutely not upgrade the memory on it. It is all soldered in, and this is a 10-year-old machine. 9, 10 years old, give or take. Maybe off a year or two, but it's been around for a while, and no wired Ethernet port on it. So that's a little bit of a problem for WDS. Now, on the HP and probably the Surface and many others, you could get around this by getting a docking station for it. Yeah, that may not work for everyone. There's another scenario that comes into play with remote sites, and if you don't have time to go play the UPS or FedEx game, for example, there was a trucking company that did that. They did the UPS and FedEx things, computers from one location to another. Say you're at a remote site, they have DSL or satellite or some limited ability to download things over in a timely manner. There's one simple piece of technology that has come into play, and it's been around for forever, that can get around this. Although on some laptops it may be some adapter work necessary, but it's still cheaper than a docking station. That is the simple flash drive. Yes, so you can actually image the computer with a flash drive. Not too exciting. You can over Wi-Fi, but that's a different discussion. Today's discussion is strictly Wi-Fi. So, USB, my bad. USB. Okay. As you can tell, I've made 2 attempts at this. The second one was successful. The first one wasn't. I have no idea why the first one wasn't, but So you open up the deployment workbench, and you get this. Go down to advanced configuration. You go to selection profiles. You hit the new selection profile. We're just going to call it USB Media 3. We're not actually going to check everything here, as I haven't. For whatever reason, that's what I did on the first one, and it didn't go. So, or at least pieces of it didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I'm just going to just check them one by one. Now, do bear in mind, if you have a larger WDS instance, my production one is in the 200 gig. You just need to accommodate, one, you need the flash drive that accommodate that, and two, wherever you're saving this deployment to, or wherever your ISO is going to need that 200 gigs. In my case, this is 6 gigs and for the test environment, so not too worried here. So let's finish that up. This is usually pretty quick, even on memory and CPU deprived hardware like this is on. So off to your media tab. This is where things get this is where the details need to be a thing here. So attention to detail. That's what I'm looking for. So we're going to go oh, hold on here. Exactly. So we're going to put in a new path. I'm going to call it USB 3. selection profile, I'm going to select that profile that I just created. Next, next. And that part's pretty quick as well. This is where the attention to detail is going to really come into play, and we can actually pull this side by side. Exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to uncheck the box for the x86 because I don't have any x86 requirements anymore, so I'm just going to uncheck that. Mileage may vary. Rules is where, in your Bootstrap INI, this is where we need to make modifications if you want to simplify things a little bit more. But don't just go copy, oh, I can just copy it from my deployment to the main tree here, the roots. Don't do that. Just only fill in what you need. If it's already in the default, keep it there. A little bit tedious. Maybe it's a Server 2022 bug. Maybe it's my version of MDT. I'm not sure, but it's very picky. And we're going to skip the admin password. Put yes there. And I'm going to add all of this good stuff here because Windows by default like to do Pacific time. I don't have any Pacific time requirements. So, and we're also going to go to Bootstrap INI. I'm going to take these three things because this is just cleans things up a little bit. We're going to save. Okay. Okay. We'll go back to the deployment workbench, and we are going to update our media content. Full disclosure, we may have to do this twice. This part anyway, not the whole Bootstrap INI stuff, but this is going to take a little bit, so I'm going to edit all this part out. This is running a series of PowerShell commands in the background. It's literally going to copy most of your deployment workbench, shares information into an ISO, at least that's what it's supposed to do, on that directory that we just created. So I'm going to leave this go, and we're going to, as soon as this gets done, we will continue. Okie doke, we have successfully created a ISO. This is the first attempt to do this. On this 6 gig share, took roughly 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. Wasn't exactly keeping super close attention on the time, but there is our ISO file that we now have to get to a flash drive. I strongly recommend a USB 3 or faster flash drive with the compatible hardware, especially if you have more than 2 programs like I do, because it will take a very long time to write this. So I already copied the ISO to my desktop. I will use a program like Rufus to make this flash drive. All right, there we are. Just accept the defaults. Yes. And this process will take a while as well. This could take depending on the size of your image that you're trying to write, there's no good way to tell how long it's going to take, but I think this particular one for the test environment was somewhere. Oh, that's not good. Flash drive is in use by another process. Try it again. Okay, I called BS on that one. There's no way another program's using this flash drive. But regardless, that is the concept of how it's done. There we go. I have no idea why it said it was in use, but well, that's just usual Windows stuff. But I'm gonna let this go, and as soon as this gets done, then we will actually try to use our flash drive.
It's the theory. There we go. That's processing. If everything go, okay, here we go. So it's asking went right to OS. I only have Windows 10 on this ISO. And everything went correctly. It did save my settings. The 4 on the left here is asking for time zones and enable BitLocker and capture an image and all that fun stuff, and I didn't want to have that for this example. So I'm going to go next. And it is using the last 5 digits of the serial number for the computer name, so that is good. Go ahead and install both applications. And this, I think, takes another few minutes as well, but it looks like everything's going according to plan, so we will come back to this and we'll see how it goes. Okay, we are imaging. And I only have 2 applications total on this particular image, so this shouldn't take terribly long. Just Google Chrome and Notepad++, which I know are small programs that do install some WDS without issue. Yeah, maybe. That flew through the .NET Framework install okay, so I'm a little bit surprised that this is hanging up as long as it is, but oh, there we go. Notepad++. There's a moment of truth. Oh no, we got an error. I wonder what the error is about, but this is... That's odd. I have no idea why I got an error out of this. But regardless, that's basically showed you everything that you need to know about it. I know the first time around I did this, it was not happy about BitLocker on this particular system, so I disabled that. But you know the concepts. Mileage may vary. If you have any questions or comments or anything of the kind like that, you may feel free to leave them in the comments section as you wish. If you like the video, please like it. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button twice. You know the drill. As always, thank you for watching, and have yourself a good one.